Look, there's bits and pieces there. I think they need to put Bennett in the midfield though, because he's a good ball user, not really doing much up in the forward line. But we are ready here for the start of the second half. It is Panton Hill leading 10-4, 64 to Parkside, 1-7-13, and the ball in the middle of the ground here wrapped up, and we'll have a secondary ball up here at left half forward for Panton Hill. So 64 to 13, quite a big margin already at half time. Ball thrown up here, Craneborg taps it down. Wheeling his way in there is Hendry, taps it out and gets it to Toffelon, who we haven't seen much of today. Handball over the top, was towards the boundary line. Darcy Malloy can't get there. Ramos pushes it over the boundary line, and a throw in on the centre wing, far side of the ground.
I think you mentioned just before half-time, Sam, that they should think about getting Bennett into the midfield. Do you feel like that may be the move that could change a couple of things around?
He certainly knows how to get his hands on the football, but he's obviously a polished user as well. One of the key players on the side just felt he was wasted being wrapped up inside forward 50 and the ball wasn't getting down. Now here's an opportunity though, as they move the ball inside 50. Handball comes out looking for Hockey. It's going to be a really hard ball to pick up at ground level, isn't it, in this second half, and there's a contested situation. 4 steps outside now, Parkside moving the ball inside forward 50, trailing from behind though, that was Abdul Wahid behind. Chip kicking it gone inside though, it's going to just elude the player there running forward in Venables. A poor bounce there, and Panton Hill able to exit their defensive 50, and they could move through the wing now if O'Connor can pick up this ball. He went to ground. He's out of the contest now. McLaren, who's gone the short sleeve jumper in this second half, got it off to Darren Gresham, who's been Parkside's Vex. A chip kick inside, well, it just went straight through the legs there of Knowles, and now a chance of Panton Hill to rebound from their defensive half.
Kick up to the wing, finds Lowther, it just bounces over his head and goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. So we'll have a ball in here on the centre wing, just in front of our commentary position.
And those drop marks, they need to be taken if there are any chance of coming back here in the second half.
Craneborg and McKinlay, I think that is, to do the ruck work here on the centre wing. Umpire throws it in. It was a very short one. Craneborg double taps that one down to Williams. Williams gets it off, wrapped up in a tackle there. Hockey laying the tackle. Well done, and we'll have a stoppage just again in front of our commentary position. Still centre wing. Thompson in the ruck work and holding the man given. So will be a Panton Hill free kick to Craneborg, who puts it on the left foot going inside forward 50 here. Fitting out the back, couldn't take the mark. Well done there from Wendt on the ground here. Parkside cleared up to the centre of the ground. Coming in from the side there, really courageous work. I think that might have been Byron kicking inside the forward 50 again. Panton Hill, ball off hands out the back. O'Connor puts it on the left, snaps around the body, and it goes through for a goal. So the start of the third quarter, start of the third quarter, Panton Hill get the first one.
Just so classy there by O'Connor, just read the ball off the pack, took it cleanly, quickly got it onto the left boot and put it through so easily, but you just have to wonder, it's easy to get sucked into those situations as a defender, but surely one's got to stay down to track the run of the player staying down. O'Connor, the only one who stayed at ground level, and he was rewarded with the first goal of the third quarter. As Jordan said, the score now 70 to 13.
Yeah, he had such an easy run at the footy and had so much time and space when he was able to pick it up. Cleanly and converted duly. And as you were saying there, Sam, the margin has blown out a fair bit now. 57-point ball game at the moment. And back in the middle, Craneborg going up. Didn't win that one down. That one was won by McKinley. But straight down to the bottom of the pack will be a neutral ball again. Ball up right in the middle of the ground.
Craneborg and McKinley in the centre. Umpire throws it up, ball off hands, hits the ground. A lot of players diving in, and a free kick has gone to Parkside in the centre of the field, and Bennett's gone in the midfield as well. So good to see.
That was your move, Sam.
Put another.
I'll take credit.
Another ball user there in the middle of the ground.
Coaching staff might be listening in.
Bennett gets it now, puts it on the left, goes inside forward 50 to the hot spot. Out the back there, Bryce couldn't take the mark, taps it onto his teammate. Really well done. That's Hendry emerging with it from the defensive 50, kicks up to the wing. O'Connor did really well against his man in Wells, took the mark with the chest mark at the back, waiting for his teammates to get forward. Puts one into the wing and finds a Moore. Moore takes it and just chips up to half forward and finds a man there to Williams. Williams handballs out wide to Byrne. It was a heavy handball and it just skidded along the surface in the wet, out of bounds for a throw-in.
Just didn't sit up for him then. It wasn't the worst handball, but just kept sliding in the direction that it was handballed initially and towards the boundary line. And the boundary umpire to throw that one back in again. Rucks to go at it. That one tapped down by third man up off the back of the contest. Chance here for Panton Hill at ground level trying to pick that one up was Darcy Malloy, couldn't quite. A lot of players around the footy now. Parkside player at the bottom of the contest wrapped up about 30 metres out from goal, and we'll get another restart.
It's good to see Darcy Malloy back out in the field. He copped a really bad knock in the first game of the year against Parkside, in fact, in that loss, and he copped a pretty nasty injury. Didn't play for about 10 weeks afterwards, so it's good to see him back in the field in recent weeks.
Toffelon here at centre half forward, wheels around on the left. It's a high one, it's a skewing one into the pocket. Who can take the mark out the back, hits the deck, trickling towards the boundary line, and it's eventually going to be rushed over for one behind.
That was the old-fashioned finger breaker.
The temperature certainly dropped here as Bennett will kick out from the fence. Didn't quite find McLaren. Venables there to give a hand. Chip though, it's going to be intercepted. Hendry's fly on goal is going wayward. So just thinking for a minor score. It does though, in fact, it's played out of bounds on the full. So the scoreboard remains at Panton Hill 11-5-71, Parkside 1-7-13.
Hendry and O'Connor have been a couple of the stars for Panton Hill so far during this year. Today they've just played their roles. They haven't been the shining lights, and it's a great testament to the rest of the 22 that they've stepped up to this level and they've got the lead that they do.
We'll go around the ground, so the ball has just gone over the fence. We're just waiting for it to return. We've got Reservoir 5-7-37 to St Mary's 2-4-16, and Watsonia certainly getting a percentage boosting win, which is important for them because it could come down the percentage between them and Thomastown. At the moment, the Saints have 5% on the Bears, and that's going to extend further today because they currently lead 13-13-91 to Heidelberg West 4-3-27.
Kick up the centre half back. Kick out to the wing now for Parkside. They've got it out there. All their players streaming inside the forward 50 now.
McLaren open.
Are on. The switch goes into the centre of the ground. Jamie Gresham has it now. Defensive side of the centre circle for Parkside. Kicking up the centre half forward. In front there, Bryce gets a spoil. Taps it down to Toffelon. Toffelon moving back into defence. His handball didn't go to anyone in particular. Burton lays a good bump for his teammate to get it back. And they go inside forward 50 again here, Parkside. Slips through the hands of Abdul Wahed, out the back. Byron handballs off to Nielsen. Nielsen has to track it down, gets it on the boundary line here, and kicks up towards the wing, just in front of our commentary position here. Taking the mark there is O'Connor. He's got Williams making a run if he wants. Gilmore as well running past. Decides to just slow it down a bit on the mark. Little chip over the top. Ooh. Gets it to Amore. Amore dropped it, hassled by Knowles. A little handball off to Abe Williams. Pushing the back given by the umpire. Advantage paid there. O'Connor has it now. Panton Hill kicking in the centre of the ground. Finds a teammate. Just dancing on the spot there. Box gets it back. A spiral kick out to the wing. That was an unintended torpedo. But Byron couldn't take the mark there. Gets off the boot again. Has to go in hard again. That time it's Darcy Malloy. Venables over the boundary line for a throw in. The temperature might have dropped, but the rain stopped, which is it's spitting a bit, but not as heavy as it was in the second quarter, which is a good thing.
Most certainly. 4 contests in a row of contested football where there was at least two more jumpers for Panton Hill than there was for Park. So certainly that work rate, they've just outworked the Devils, and certainly you think in the second half this lead's probably just going to extend further because they certainly look to be running on top of the ground as opposed to Park, so it's really starting to struggle to cover.
Just always outnumbering Parkside at every contest, Panton Hill, and that's been a real highlight of their play today as Kremborg goes inside 50. Chance if someone could pick up the ball at ground level. Going in hard. I think that might have been Williams, and I think he's got a free kick for a slide. I think the Parkside player slid in and caught him under the leg, so it's going to be a free kick about 30 metres out directly in front for another goal to Panton Hill. It's going to be Lowther. Is it? Oh no, it is Williams. I thought they were throwing it to Lowther, but it was the man Williams who I called initially.
So the two former Heidelberg Premiership players are linking up there, and a chance for Williams, who actually captained Heidelberg to I believe it was the 09 Premiership victory, comes in now. Only a couple of games for Williams this year. Shot on goal is coming back. It's just not going to have the carry on the goal line. The umpire said it actually was smacked into the behind post, so a minor score there. Panton Hill 11 goals, 6-72 to Parkside 1-7-13.
Parkside in the back pocket. Smith takes the mark, chips it inboard along the ground to Venables. He's under a bit of pressure here, Venables, but does well. Kicks it up to right half back. Darcy Malloy's out there for Panton Hill. Ramos there to meet it for Parkside. Gets around Darcy Malloy. Really well done from Ramos. Handballs off again to Venables. He goes in the centre of the ground and finds Hockey. Hockey now takes it, plays on, goes up to the hot spot in the forward 50. Potter at the back. Intercept there from Abdul Wahed gets it back. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire says holding the ball, and we'll have a free kick in defensive 50 for Panton Hill.
So the Redbacks now moving out of defence, as they've done so quite easily throughout the day. That mark was dropped there. The player not mentioned on the team sheet, number 21.
That'd be Pearson, it'd be.
Pearson it was. Yep, we did have that correction at the start of the game. My apologies. So Pearson, and giving away There's been a free kick given away to Panton Hill. Now high ball into the hot spot. At ground level, trying to scout the pack was Gilmore. Tackle laid, and a high tackle has been paid. It's going to go the way of Panton Hill. And they'll move it out of their defensive half through Crimborg.
Kicking out the back, Abdullah had almost intercepted that one there in the pocket still. Byron getting under there as well for Panton Hill. Ball on the ground. A good chance here for Parkside. Panton Hill have been a bit sloppy. Craneball gets it out into the pocket. Just eludes Hendry, and it goes over for a throw-in inside the Parkside forward 50. So a good opportunity here for Parkside to kick hopefully their second goal of the day. They haven't kicked one since midway through that first term.
That, of course, came from a free kick as well at Thompson. They have had many opportunities since. As the ruck work done, Cranberg won it to the front of the pack. Ball at ground level, lots of numbers around. It's not moving too far, and we'll have a secondary stoppage. Still 20 metres out from Parkside's goal. They trail this encounter 13-72.
So rucks to go at it again. Cranborg palms that one down. Going in hard that time. Couldn't quite see who that was, but a little quick snap towards goal for Parkside. It's not going to go there. It's going to trickle towards the boundary on the other side. Bryce trying to pick that one up, and there was a throw there. There was a throw against the man in Bryce, who's been pretty good today.
I think that today actually came from the boundary line call. In his attempt to keep the ball in, he's actually judged it to be a throw from out of bounds, not in the actual tackle itself. So a pretty tough opportunity here for Kennedy. He's hemmed up on the boundary line in front of the old scoreboard. For those who know the Hurstbridge football ground, he comes in now, shot on goal, not a bad effort, just faded across the face. That was the deliberate set shot on goal, and the drop punt. Didn't try the more common kick now from the boundary on the run around and check side around the body, but minor score there, 1-8-14, plays 11-6-72.
Panton Hill move out to the outer side. Darcy Malloy takes that at left half back, chips over the top, finds Byron, puts it on the right and goes up to the forward flank. At the back there, McGough takes a good diving mark, goes into the centre half forward position now, actually a bit further than that, into the hot spot at the back there. Good fist from the Parkside defender, tracking this one down again. Abe Williams gets
lovely.
Around Wells, did really well, almost tripped there. Umpire says play on, kick on goal, just fading out to the right. A mark taken on the line. Well, was he dropped? Was it dropped or was it paid?
I'm pretty sure it was paid. Yeah, had plenty of it.
So I think that's Finnan out there in the pocket. Has taken the mark and will kick hard up along the boundary line on a complete 90-degree angle.
Looks like his boot might have come off.
Yeah.
Poor day for that to come off with the soak now well and truly soaked, the sock rather, but just now, he's a left footer, so this isn't a bad pocket for him to come around. They've got Steve Venables already there standing the mark in case he does come around, but still a good opportunity here for the left footer.
So Finnan goes round the corner. It's not going to be a score. It's going to fade towards the left-hand pocket and go out of bounds on the full.
Of course, that's always what the risk you run as a commentator when saying they're a good opportunity to shoot on goal. You put the curse on them. So the ball now in the hands of Jamie Gresham.
Gresham switches out wide, finds a man out there. Went just takes the mark in the wet conditions out there. Big puddle out on the outer side. Has to chip back to full back. Taking the mark back there, Darren Gresham, I think that is. Now what's the umpire saying here?
I think they've judged him to have played on out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw-in deep in the forward pocket for Panton Hill. So just further capping off what's been a disappointing quarter and a half here for Parkside. Round the grounds, Reservoir 6 goals, 7-43 to St Mary's 5-4-34, Heidelberg West 5-4-34 to Watsonia 13-91.
So throw in inside the Panton Hill forward 50. Just waiting for the umpire to throw it in. A lot of players inside in the forward line as well. Plenty of congestion around the ball. Parkside will want to stop the flow on here from Panton Hill. Ball eventually thrown in. Lowther at the back. Smith gets a tap on. Intercepted there. Really well done there from the Parkside defender. That's Abdouaid. Gets it off to Sableberg. Big high kick there from Sableberg up to centre half forward. Sliding in there was Bryce who took the mark. He can go back inside forward 50 here. Bryce finds a man all by himself there. That's Amore, and Amore takes it on the perimeter of the 50.
That was always going to happen. Will Box and Anthony Bryce were just setting up at that 60-metre perimeter, and any way that Parkside were going to clear it, they were going to get onto it. As a chip ball goes inside, it's a half volley. I thought it might have been a mark. Still a chance here for Panton Hill at ground level, but it's going to be wrapped up. A couple of Parkside boys just jumped straight on top of him. It was stacks on, and we'll have a bounce about 30 metres out.
Certainly in this quarter, they've done a lot better, Parkside, in getting that defensive effort right up there, only conceding the one goal. I know they've only scored the one behind down the other end, but certainly it's a lot better effort than we saw in the second quarter when they conceded 5 goals.
So a stoppage at right half forward for Panton Hill. Ball thrown up. Third man up. A really big jump there from the Parkside player. Ball on the ground now. Byrne trying to get under there. So looks like Gilmore there. Ball still on the ground. A lot of players in there for Parkside. Tackle laid by Hendry. Another stoppage.
Gilmore's been another one that's just been fantastic with the second and third efforts, just working really hard for his team, laying blocks and shepherds throughout the contest all day.
Ball thrown up again. Both rough and miss it. Out the back now. This is a good opportunity. Byrne wrapped up in a great tackle. And that's holding the ball. Advantage paid to Parkside. Out of centre half back here. Kicking to the middle of the ground. Has to be clean here. McKinlay eludes everyone in the centre square. At centre half forward now. Who can pick it up first? Box did really well. Always clean, always calm under pressure. Craneberg has it for Panton Hill. Kicks up to Amore. The diving mark not taken. Venables around the body. Kicks up to the hot spot again. Box getting himself in the way. Did really well. Box wrapped up by two players there from Parkside. And albeit a stoppage.
Gee, he's a good player, Will Box. Earlier on, Wells overran the ball when he had a clean run on it. Box came from the side and just picked it up so cleanly in the wet. It's only a small thing, but in these conditions, superb effort by the Panton Hill skipper.
Out of the pack, McLaren's kick was smothered. Emerging with it now, Panton Hill kick up from the wing from Toffelong. Kicked up to the wing now. Two players underneath this for Panton Hill. Parkside get it though through Knowles. A handball onto Jamie Gresham. Has runners beside him. Handball is off now again. Through the middle of the ground here, Parkside. Well, the mark is taken up there, and there'll be a shot at goal here from Parkside. And Whitelock is to take. We haven't seen much of Whitelock today.
Really, by the condition of his apparel as well, I think he hasn't spent too much time on the field. Kick goes right to the line, numbers back in. That's Craneberg taking the mark in the last line defence.
It was really good play by Knowles through the middle of the ground, getting the 1-2 and then setting up the set shot, but the kick was no good. And now Panton Hill, as we've seen many times today, another chance to repel. Simon Amore here on the wing, and he's been a standout player also today. He goes into the middle and finds his teammate there in Williams, and his kick is out very wide, just pitches out for touch, and there'll be a throw. No, has it gone out on the full? It has gone out on the full. It's going to be Parkside to bring it in the back pocket. That chip over the top in the Williams direction, maybe a chance to recover, and now Zach Williams on hands and knees going after footy. Kicking in danger, will be a free kick, as the boys just mentioned. It's going to go Panton Hill's way, and they're just not getting any luck, Parkside.
Yeah, it was a dangerous one. The hand was on the footy as well, so lucky he made good connection with the ball rather than with the hand, because Gilmore might have been in trouble otherwise, as he centres this ball up. Lovely kick. The Byron had worked into the forward line. Ball at ground level. Lowther now. He could have a shot from here. Snap around his body. Quick fly and goal. In fact, it was O'Connor. And he got the wrong end of the ball. Stayed in miraculously. Chance there in the goal square. Handball across the face. This will be a certain goal to Panton Hill. It is. Lowther gets the easiest of goals, standing unattended in the goal square. Nearly made a mess of it, but the Panton Hill Football Club hit their second goal this half. Their 12th of the game. Their 12 goals, 6-78. Parkside's 1 goal, 8-14, and that one there was a fresh area on the goal line by a Parkside defender, costing them a goal they couldn't afford to concede.
I think that might have been Finnan who kicked that one right on the goal line.
What was Finnan in fact?
Come off a bit. Yeah, Lowther's at centre half forward. Finnan looking a bit worse for wear as well. Just a bit coming up a bit ginger from that one. So it might have copped.
It was either Finnan or Zach Williams, one of the two.
I think it's actually Zach Williams. Yeah, he just turned around for a moment. So Zach Williams kicks that one, but got up a bit ginger from the contest as the ball is back in the centre of the ground here. McLaren did really well to wheel himself out of trouble. His kick was smothered though. Right half forward for Parkside. Kick off the ground. Burton's in there as well. Doing really well for Parkside. He's had a good game so far. Burton gets up eventually. Ball spills out there. Box diving in. Parkside with the advantage. A lot of players coming in for the Devils. Ball on the ground. Wrapped up there, and it will be a stoppage in the middle of the Parkside forward 50.
So a chance here for Parkside. They haven't made the most of these particular opportunities. They've had a few of them. They like the ball in this position, but once again, Will Box, magnificent clearance, and he lands it after the bounce in the arms of Gilmore. He was wrapped up straight away. Great tackle. Parkside man picked it up, but once again outnumbered at the contest. Panton Hill boys everywhere, and 3 or 4 of them crashed into the Parkside man, and we'll have yet another bounce.
Just that defence for Panton Hill, how well it stood up. It probably, usually the kudos goes to the forwards to kick the big hauls of goals, but how well they've stood up this afternoon, and really it's the whole season. It's a full credit to them. They go so unheralded down in defence.
78-14 here at almost the end of the third quarter. Kick inside the forward 50. Finnan takes a mark in the pocket.
He's got it again.
Really well done from Finnan. Good lead and a good kick as well to get it to him. And he's going to go back. Looks like might have a shot at goal, or maybe just pop it up towards the goal line. But he's hard up along the boundary line. Will kick from about 35 metres out, you'd say.
It'd be a hard kick from here. Deep out on the boundary.
Be a good goal if he kicks it. Chips it over the top instead into the pocket. Bounces in front of the intended target. Ball on the ground here. Well, a wasted opportunity for Panton Hill. Parkside emerged with it. Good tackle laid there on Sableberg. Panton Hill get it back here. Handball over the top. This is Duckworth. Snap on goal. Duckworth. It's Played it out to the right.
He was disappointed in that one. He had more time than he probably thought, and he had the chance to straighten up and kick the drop punt. Went the snap around the body, and it just didn't come back enough. So Panton Hill now 12-7-79, Parkside 1-8-14 around the grounds. Reservoir some breathing space against St Mary's 7-8-50 to 5 goals 4-34. Heidelberg West is also 5-4-34, but trails Watsonia 14 goals 15-99 as we again wait for the ball to come back from over the fence. It's been a tireless duty for the fullback for Parkside to continually click the ball over the fence there, and they've had their work cut out for them. There's been a few that they've had to go and fetch.
Adam Wells on this occasion, and he's got it at fullback. And he's going to go long, almost down the middle. Tried to get it to a big pack of players, and consequently, all those players converged on the footy, and we'll have a bounce.
I think Parkside know that the game is beyond them, but I think they just like a goal at this point, just a goal. They haven't kicked one since the first term. Craneborg taps that one down, so it's centre half forward here, but kick out of the pack there for Parkside. Ball hits the ground, Box is in there, so is Darcy Malloy. Getting it up there eventually now. Well, handball out there, but it looks like Boxer gets it back there. Handball up to the wing, gets it off to a teammate there, McGough. Well, his handball was wayward. Abdouid came in. Panton will get it back through McGough. Handball off to Box, and Box is going to run this one out. He kicks it up to the half-forward flank. Hockey, a really good mark. Back with the fly of the ball, took it really well. And he just chips up to the wing, finds a man. Another good mark taken out on the outer side. Parkside just, I think they'd like to just, as I said, get a goal there. Chipping inside to the centre of the ground there is Thompson. Thompson takes it. Just waiting for an option to present itself. Decides to go long and high to the hot spot. A lot of players underneath this one. Good. No, ball off hands here at the back. Panton Hill. A lot of players here for Parkside to put pressure on. Kick out to Gilmore. Gilmore doesn't take it, but gets the free kick though. Panton Hill have it. Play on advantage. Parkside. They intercepted it, but turned over once again. A lot of sloppy possession here. Panton Hill had it a couple of times and lost it a couple of times as well. Again, comes out to Box, and again he just pushes on the boot, puts it in the middle of the ground. Intercepted by McKinlay. Down to round one. Did really well, McKinlay. Goes inside the forward 50. Intercepted there. Abdullah heads on at the ground level. Craneborg as well. O'Connor hands off to, looks like Amore, and kicks out wide.
Crucial touch to spoil there from Craneborg, and now Byron,
the same thing.
He gives a little handball over the top, and now they're moving nicely. Panton Hill along the outer side of the ground, little chip in towards Finnan, just went over his head. Gresham's got it at the back again. He's been fantastic, one of a few who's been brilliant for Parkside today. Now going in hard is Hendry. He's not able to pick it up. Stevens went in after it. The umpire's paid a free kick. It's going to go Panton Hill's way, and as I was saying before, nothing is going Parkside's way. It's going to go to Hendry. Hendry gives a little handball off, and a little chiselling ball inside forward 50 is not going to reach Finnan. It's going to trickle out of bounds in the left forward pocket. Just
those little things, isn't it? And with Craneborg, he just got the fingertip on it, but it stopped a certain mark. The Parkside force sliding behind, ready for the chest mark, and he didn't know what was coming, so it was courageous. And with the scoreboard so one-sided, you could forgive Craneborg for not going back with 100% commitment, but it's just not his way, and it's the reason why he sides right at the top of the ladder in Division 3.
So, edging closer and closer towards goal here, Panton Hill, but Gresham doing his best to get it out, but Lowther's got an opportunity here. He's wrapped up straight away. Fantastic tackle by Jamie Gresham, the other Gresham, but still here an opportunity for Panton Hill. Bryce has got it on the boundary. He was dispossessed pretty quickly. Still Panton Hill through Hendry, about 45 metres out on the right half forward flank. Trying to soccer off the ground there was a Parkside player, and now a miraculous goal opportunity from the boundary. It's not going to go anywhere near it. Once again, the degree of difficulty for that shot was at the highest level, so out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket.
So again, just waiting for the ball to come back from over the fence, it looks like. 12-7-79, 1-8-14, Sam?
Just again, as reiterating a point we made earlier, but this quarter, certainly defensively, they've been a lot stronger, but the worry is they can't afford to have any drop in their pressure or anything in the final quarter rather coming up, because as we saw in the second term, Panton Hill will put them to the sword. They obviously don't need a percentage boost. They're 2 games clear up the ladder, and that'll extend to, it'll stay at 2 games with Watsonia probably getting the win this afternoon. But Panton Hill is just such a committed team, obviously hungry after last year's grand final loss, and any team that takes their foot off the pedal, Panton Hill is really going to put them to the sword. So the ball finally about to make its way from back over the fence. It'd be nice if we had someone out there to go and collect it and save us some time, but it looks like we are ready to restart now with the scoreboard reading Panton Hill 12-7-79 to Parkside 1-8-14.
So from the back pocket, Parkside Just looking for some options. Decides to go straight up to the half-back flank in front there. Jamie Gresham didn't take the mark. Ball on the ground. Panton Hill plays diving in. Off the ground again. Handball is out to Hendry. Handball on again. And Byron wheels around on the right foot. Kicks for goal. And it goes... Hey, he's kicked it. A really good goal there. And Panton Hill get one. And it's now 13-7, 85 to 1-8-14. And Panton Hill steamrolling away.
Well, he hasn't played much up forward this year, but if you give him half a split second, he'll kick a goal like that and extend the lead.
He kicked 96 last year, so he knows how to kick a goal.
He kicked some big bags against Parkside as well last year. It was one of their sides he really enjoyed playing against, and he's able now to move back or move from defence into the forward line and step one through. Last weekend, he was actually one of the best players on the ground in that win against Thomastown, and he's continued his good form today. Hasn't had probably as much work to do as he did last week, but certainly when he gets an opportunity like that, you can bet your bottom dollar on it that Joffa Byron will put it through. We'll go around the grounds now while we have some time, and it's Reservoir 7 goals, 850. They lead St Mary's 5-4-34. Heidelberg West also 5 goals, 4-34, but trailing Watsonia 15-16, 106. And boys, well, we've got a quick chance. Do you think that Watsonia is the team to now best challenge Panton Hill for this year's premiership?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, last week Panton Hill beat Thomastown by about 60 points, so I mean, they've proven that they can smash Thomastown, Panton Hill. But look, Watsonia, I suppose you can sort of line them up, I suppose, compare them to Northcote Park of last year. They've had a really good run in the second half of the season, so they've got a lot of momentum heading into the finals race. So I think they're probably their best contender.
As has been the case all year, you never know what's going to happen with Watsonia, so anything could be expected in the back end of the year from those fellas. Now, long ball inside 450 for Parkside. On that occasion, it was Hockey getting a high kick inside the forward half. Box went in hard on hands and knees, and the ball spilled out to Bryce, and he went with a long kick up to half forward, trying to get underneath. This one was Williams, but nice work by the Parkside defence. Possibly a head-high free kick there. Just charging into the knee of his Panton Hill opponent was the man in... can't quite see who that is at half-back.
Gresham, is it?
Possibly Gresham. I thought Gresham was a little taller than that, but it may have been him. Anyway, going through the middle of the ground, once again, Bryce, he's been fantastic. Contender for the Norell and Pools Player of the Day, and the little kick slid into the half-forward line for Panton Hill, slides out in the left-forward pocket.
So not long left in this third term. It is 85-14 in favour of Panton Hill. On the way to another big victory here in Division 3. They're really wanting this Division 3 title after their loss last year in the grand final to Mernda. Now there's been a free kick given here in the back pocket, and it will go the way of Parkside, so they'll have it in defence. Smith to have it. Just chips it further into the pocket, finds a man out there. Again, just slowing down play here, Parkside. Kick up to the half-back flank here. A lot of players underneath this one. Craneborg again takes another towering mark.
There was no leading in the area where, in the 50 metres within where that kicker was. So if your players aren't leading up to the footy, you've got really no hope that rather than bang it long, and Craneborg was there.
Craneborg kicks inside the forward 50. Run on here. Strongman hands off to Darcy Malloy, and Darcy Malloy strolls in and
can you believe that?
Shanks that one to the right.
Brandon Jack last week.
I cannot believe. Wow, he was, I suppose, I don't know, maybe you can make excuses with the wet footy and the wet boot maybe, but he was right in front.
Well, it was almost a gift as well, wasn't it? Because he had teammates over the top who'd handball to him, easily could undershot themselves, and almost perhaps not expecting the ball to come his way, and he shanked a golden opportunity.
So from fullback, Parkside, once again, looks like Wells to do the kicking out duties this time.
Barrel.
Puts a barrel up to the right half-back flank. Mark not taken, ball on the ground. Coming in, McGough did really well, but a free kick given to Parkside.
I got lucky there. It's tough to mark a barrel.
Another kicking in danger infringement, I think, paid on that occasion.
Hockey now, it's centre half-back, kicks into the middle of the ground. Thompson's in there. Box gets a spoil on, comes out the back though, and out to the wing now.
Here we go.
Parkside. Ramos now, he's got an acre of space in front of him. Kicks inside the forward 50. Potter slips through his hands. Ball still on the inside the forward 50 here. But the chance eludes them as the three-quarter time siren goes. And at the break, it is Panton Hill leading this one 13-8, 86 to Parkside, 1-8-14. They haven't kicked a goal in 2.5 quarters, Parkside. Tommy Flanagan, take us through the goal scorers.
As Sam was saying, just before I go on the goal scorers, as Sam was saying, their defensive efforts in that quarter were much better, but weren't able to hit the scoreboard there. And we go into the goal kickers. Ben Finnan with 3, Tim Duckworth with 2, Lowther 1, Byron 1, Zach Williams with 2 also, and for Parkside, Michael Thompson still the sole goal kicker.
And they've got good midfielders like Hockey and Venables and Ramos. They've all been really good.
Well, as me and Sam said at the start, Sam and I said at the start of the day, their bottom 7 probably falls away compared to some of the top teams in Div 3.
Start of the last quarter here, and it is Panton Hill leading 86-14 as straight away from the clearance it's going inside Panton Hill's forward 50. Duckworth puts it out in front of Toffelon, who takes a mark, and an early start there for Panton Hill at the start of this last quarter. Toffelon's going to have a shot at goal hard up along the boundary line.
It's another former Heidelberg player, Toffelon, won the 2011 reserves competition best and fairest when playing for Heidelberg, so another one who's come across with Dean Haydock, obviously that Heidelberg connection there.
So clean in the wet just then. Did you see that clearance and the ball movement into the forward half and just the clean hands out in front? And now the shot for goal. It's not too bad, but I think it's just faded out, and it has faded out a long way, in fact, in the end. And out on the full to the right-hand side. I haven't been great at calling those ones so far today.
It's when the umpire doesn't move, you can I guess, be forgiven for thinking he's going straight, but it's gone that wide that the boundary umpire's made the call. And again, the ball out the back now over the fence, so we're just waiting for it to be retrieved. And it seems like it's been, I think, Adam Wells' duty for most of the afternoon to collect that. I think this time around it might have been Gresham who's gone to collect this one here. So
Wellesley's had enough.
He's probably told him at three-quarter time, I'm not going to jump that fence one more time. And Darren Gresham now is the man that's been awarded the free kick. He's thrown the ball back over the fence. And now it's just there's no process of getting his body over, and we are right to go now. So the ball now ready to be brought back into play.
So at the left back pocket for Parkside, the kick from Gresham goes up to centre half back. Ball off hands on the ground here, coming in from the side. That looks like Pearson, wrapped up amongst the body of players, and there'll be a ball up at centre half forward for Panton Hill. Still a lot of players around this one here. Not many players in the centre square. Not a big ground, so I suppose those midfielders and forwards sort of get jumbled up, I suppose, as the ball moves out to the wing. Pearson getting his hands on the footy. Bryce coming in again. The ball's just wrapped up amongst Bryce's arms, and there'll be another ball up, this time at sort of left half forward for Parkside. Thrown up here. Ball comes to ground. At the back there, Williams getting his way through one, but goes over the boundary line, and will have a throw in on the outer side of the ground.
They're just relentless, the Panton Hill midfielders. Every time Parkside have got their hands on the footy, they just get smashed by two or three of the Panton Hill midfielders. And then when Panton Hill get the ball in their hands, they use the ball effectively. Jared McGough's been brilliant with his ball use all day. Now a free kick has been pulled out of that
high contact, that one there.
Contest there. Yeah, it's going to go Parkside's way, so maybe an opportunity for them. Jamie Gresham, who's been one of their shining lights today, he's got it on the left wing.
Just you can't help but looking at this ground. It's obviously quite heavy in front of us here in the half-forward flank, but it's a fortunate thing. This has been the year that Panton Hills decided to redevelop their ground, because back in I guess the old Cracknell Reserve prior to being dug up, it would have been even almost what we're seeing in this pocket in front of us all over the ground. So while the conditions are pretty tough, the ground is holding up pretty well here at Ben Frillo Oval, and justifies the decision to move off their home ground for the year.
Panton Hill had a bit of a run on there, but was halted by a poor bounce of the footy. Just held up Amore's foray forward, as the ball is now locked up amongst a few players there right over the top of the centre circle.
It was a poor bounce, but they still had the numbers, but Shane McLaren laid a brilliant tackle to lock it in and force this stoppage.
So another ball up here in the middle of the ground. Ruff will go at it. Craneborg taps it down in front of him. Parkside almost emerging with it there from Thompson. Another tackle laid. Getting down low. Was that a high? It was. So a free kick going to Will Box there, just on the defensive side of the centre circle. Going inside the 450 and brought down his opponent in Finnan. And Finnan will receive a free kick right on the perimeter of the 50, which is really about 45. We do have a free kick.
Good sign of sportsmanship there, getting helped up by Venables as well off the ground. Finnan there just laid almost motionless for a while. I think it was just more in the fact that he got one in the back more so than anything serious, but he is probably too far at the score. He's going to set it up. Williams had snuck forward, but getting across and taking the mark in his defensive pocket was Michael Sableberg.
Sableberg goes the chip kick inside the middle of the defensive 50. Another chip kick out wide there at the centre half back. That was a risky one, coming in from the back. A Panton Hill player. A lot of the Redbacks getting around this one here, wanting another goal. Gresham gets it back. This is Jamie Gresham. Handballs off to Bennett, who dropped it the first time. Gets it back the second time. Out to the wing. Oh, really well done from Byron, just to fist it away from McKinlay. Out to the boundary line. Potter's come up from centre half forward. Byron gets it back there. Toffelon now has it on the outer side. Going inside the forward 50 for Panton Hill. Duckworth in the pocket. Just bounces past him. Darren Gresham did really well to pick it up off the bounce. Wrapped up in the tackle and a ball up in the 450.
Again, he did do really well to pick it up off the bounce there, Darren Gresham, but he was wrapped up by two players straight away. They had the numbers to clear that contest. There were three Parkside players peeling off that, but they were so quick onto that contest, the Panton Hill players, that they were able to wrap it up.
Quick kick out of the pack and going towards goal.
What a goal!
And Panton Hill have kicked a miraculous goal there. I don't know who that was. It might have been Duckworth out of the pack. But a quick snap and goal, and Panton Hill now move out to a 14-8.
It was McGough. Fantastic goal. It tapped down by Kremborg. McGough sharked it and just snapped towards goal, and it just dribbled and got there.
14-8-92 to 1-8-14. And Panton Hill almost reaching triple figures.
Just the bigger bodies around the footies in those clearances. It's hold the tail all day, and another opportunity there where McGough's body was able to get inside there, take the ball cleanly from the hit out, and then put on the boot for a clever goal.
From the middle, ball on the ground here. A lot of players around this one still. The second stoppage in the centre square. So 92 plays 14 here towards the relatively start of the fourth quarter. Up there is Cranborg, gets it back down. Parkside trying to work their way through this one here. McLaren did really well, but he was wrapped up in a tackle, brought down, and that's holding the ball. Advantage paid to Parkside. To Panton Hill out in the wing. Toffelon puts up to the forward flank here. Duckworth has to be good. Takes a good chest mark, still outside the 50. Waiting for players to make a lead inside the forward 50. Finnan's making one. Goes over the top of his head out the back there. Taking a great mark. Really well done. And it looks like back there it might have been Cranborg who took it. He's taken a lot of good defensive marks today, but going up inside the forward 50, he can do just the same.
That may just be the first contested mark we've seen inside forward 50 today. I can't recall too many prior to that. And Cranborg, if you wanted a man up there to take a contested mark, he's the man for Panton Hill.
What a sensational player. He gets back and works so hard defensively, and then he's also able to go forward and get dangerous. You'd always back him in to put this one through. The goal umpire does not move, and Tristan Cranborg gets on this the goal card for the first time this afternoon. He kicks a second in a minute, and Panton Hill now out to 15 goals, 8.98. Parkside 1 goal, 8.14. Opportunity to go around the grounds where it's Reservoir. Well, they look home now. 11 goals, 10.76 to St Mary's, 5.4.34. Heidelberg West 6.4.40 to Watsonia, 18.19, 1.27. So it's not what the Thomastown supporters want to hear, but Watsonia further stretching that lead. They're now out to an 87-point buffer.
So 15-8-98. So that's Panton Hill to Parkside 1-8-14 here at Ben Freeley Oval. And two quick goals in 2 minutes there from Panton Hill. Has extended the lead as Thompson gets a tap down for Parkside from the restart. Ball heading towards centre half forward for the Devils, but cleared out there from Byron. Heads out towards the wing. Venables tracks this one down, picks it up off the ground. Has to be quick here with the ball. Puts it inside the forward 50. Out the back. Who can take the mark? Ball off the hands. On the deck here. Panton Hill will get it back. And they'll clear out of defence. Up towards half back. Toffelon just bounces once in front of him. In fact, that's McGough. Puts it up towards the half forward flank here. Lowther takes a good mark. Running back with the flight of the ball. Going inside 50 now. He's got Finnan making a short lead. Goes over the top to Zach Williams, who doesn't take the mark. Ball hits the ground. Sableberg clears out of defence. Finds Venables now at right half back. He takes it. Plays on straight away. Goes into the centre of the ground with a small kick. He bounces once in front of his intended target. Burton overruns it. Panton Hill get it back here through McGough. Ducks the head. Puts it on the boot. Goes inside forward 50. Half volley there from Zach Williams. Handball is off now to the run of a Moore, who puts it on the boot. Kicking that goal. And a fantastic goal there from Panton Hill. And a really good bit of movement there. Panton Hill now go into the hundreds. It's 16-8-104 to Parkside 1-8-14.
It's been fantastic today. Also, Simon Amore, he's been another one of the shining lights for Panton Hill. Named 5 times in the best, and it's going to be so far in 2013, and it's going to be tough to sneak into the best for this game. There'll be plenty of Panton Hill players pushing for those few spots that you get in the best players.
We said that Parkside could ill afford to let their concentration slip and their desire slip in the last quarter, but just in the last 5 minutes, it's waned a little, and Panton Hill's really profited from it, kicking 3 goals in quick time.
Going inside the forward 50 here from the clearance. Finnan dropped the chest mark, taps it out to Darcy Malloy, who the ball just eludes him. Venables getting in there. A lot of players around here now, bobbling around. Sableberg puts on the boot, kicks up to the wing on the ground. here. Panton Hill getting it back. Amore wrapped up in a Burton tackle, getting it back here at Parkside. Kick off the ground into the centre of the park. Another kick on from Hockey, goes up to the centre half forward position, just runs past Potter. Getting back there is Gurkovic, handballs over the top again. O'Connor back to Gurkovic, over the top to Abe Williams, who goes back inside the middle of the ground. Just eludes O'Connor, over to Evans, did really well to evade one. Handballs off again to Nielsen this time, over to Byron now at centre half back. Really well done there from Panton Hill to work the way out of trouble. Kick inside the forward 50, Duckworth takes a good mark. And, well, it's the last quarter. You'd think a lot of players are getting fatigued now, but the movement from Panton Hill has just stepped up another notch, and they're moving it freely.
And the movement from Parkside has stepped back another notch as well. They're walking around at the moment. It's not great to see. There were a few players who could have affected that bit of play there, but no one really wanted to get their hands dirty and get their hands on the footy. Consequently, this shot on goal, it's going to go close, but it's just faded to the left for one behind. Panton Hill now leads 16 goals 9, 105 to Parkside 1 goal 8, 14. So 91-point margin here, midway through the final term.
Kick up from full back. Well, it bounces past the intended target. Panton Hill get it back again. Snap on goal around the body, fading out to the right, and just one behind there from Toffelon.
They're getting so many easy looks at it now, the Redbacks.
Yeah, it's
these last 10 minutes, Parkside would want to tighten up, or Redbacks could kick 4 or 5 very quick goals here late in the day.
Yeah, it's unfortunately been a poor performance here from Parkside. They've been good in some games. Obviously, they beat Panton Hill in round 1, but that was a long time ago now, and throughout the season. It's unfortunate to say they've dropped off just a bit as it now moves into the back pocket. Abdouid kicks up to the half forward flank there for Panton Hill. Ball taken back there from the Redbacks. A handball on the ground there. O'Connor gets it, kicks out wide, finds an man on the outer side, taking it out there. Looks like might be Duckworth or Evans who's kicked that one now inside the forward 50. Bryce gets it back, handballs off to a teammate. Good tackle laid there from the Parkside man. Knowles has it at centre half back. Tries to get his way through the body of players. A lot of Redbacks around this one. Ball chopped up on the ground. And we'll have a stoppage at centre half forward for Panton Hill.
And the Rucks to go at it once again. That one tapped down there by McKinlay. High kick up into the forward half, trying to pick that one up on hands and knees was Gresham, Jamie Gresham, but the ball was locked up between the centre and centre half forward. And we'll have another bounce. The umpire to throw it up here, as he has done all day in these sloppy conditions. That one down again by McKinlay. High kick into the forward half. This one for the high flyers. Going after it was Box at ground level. Chance here for Parkside. Little snap around the corner. He's going to drift towards goal. Is it going to dribble? No, it's not going to get there. Good work by Strongman. Gets it out to Byron in the right back pocket. He chips it further afield and finds a teammate. He can wheel around here, Amore, and he does get around his direct opponent, and the handball chain finds Box running freely off halfback. He goes with a handball over to Hendry. All of these players have been magnificent today, as has Williams. He's got it now in the middle. After he dropped it, he was able to pick it up and reassess because there were no Parkside opponents anywhere near him. And as is the case here on the outer side, where 2 Panton Hill players work their way through 3 Parkside defenders, but the kick was poor, and a chance here for Parkside. Maybe one or two more chances here for a goal. It's late in the day, and this bloke's been pretty good, Jordan Venables. He's got the mark here at 50, and he's going to go back. Is he going to go back for a set shot?
50-metre penalty. I think actually might be going to a fellow teammate.
Downfield?
Downfield for a kick after he got rid of it. So,
well, here's an opportunity.
McKinlay, it looks like it's going to be the man of the football.
So finally, after about 3 quarters gone in this game,
another free
Parkside. Yeah, another free kick as well for Parkside. Another opportunity here to score what could be their second goal of the game. Gresham comes in, kick at goal.
Got it.
It's gone straight through the middle. Parkside get one back. It's now 16-10, 106 Panton Hill to 2-8-20 Parkside.
That was actually McKinlay put that one through, I think. So he gets their second. Of course, in the first quarter, the goal was actually scored by Michael Thompson. So the 2 rotating ruckmans kick the 2 goals for the afternoon. It actually stops a chain of 13 consecutive goals in Panton Hill. Parkside now 2-8-20, Panton Hill 16-10, 106.
And that sort of reflects a bit of their game plan today, just bombing it up high in the air, and that's worked very nicely for Panton Hill for most of the day. Not on the 2 occasions where Thompson and McKinlay have been able to draw those free kicks, but for most of the day those high balls have not worked.
So waiting for the ball to be retrieved again from over the fence on the right side of the ground.
Might go around the grounds, given that is the case, and it's Reservoir 11-10-76, leading St Mary's 5-4 6:34. Heidelberg we're 6:4:40, trailing Watsonia 18-19, 127.
So ball back in the middle of the ground. Craneborg and looks like McKinlay in the middle of the ground. Actually, that's not Craneborg. That's Nielsen doing the ruck work now for Panton Hill. Kick off the ground inside the forward 50 for Parkside. Could it be 2 in a minute here? Thompson running onto this one. Box doing really well on ground level. Gets it out towards the pocket. It's just kept in. No, hasn't. Out for a boundary throw-in.
Hasn't Box just been absolutely sensational across the
Fantastic.
four quarters? He has been brilliant with his intercept marking and his tough inside work and distributing the ball beautifully. Great game from him.
Ball to be thrown in now. Thompson taps it on. Getting out O'Connor. Snap around the body, intercepted there from Parkside. Going goal bound here, still on the ground in the goal square for the Devils. Trickles out towards the pocket and will be a throw in the forward pocket for Parkside.
It's been a real highlight of Panton Hill, the way they've been able to use the footy with their feet in these wet, slippery conditions. They've been able to hit up targets all day. That may be a little bit of a discredit to the Parkside players not sticking hard enough on their men, but Panton Hill have been magnificent the way they've been able to use the ball cleanly in these slippery conditions.
Ball thrown in and another stoppage here inside the Parkside forward 50. Ball thrown up. Tapping it on there is Thompson. Ball towards the goal. Hockey had a quick area at it. Still at the ground level here in the pocket for Parkside and another stoppage. I think Panton Hill are just content to lock it in here and let the clock run down.
I think one of the more common misconceptions in football is that the wet weather might actually even up sides. I think it just creates a bigger goal if it's in the sides who are willing to work hard and have the ability of those skillful players who can adapt to any condition. And I think that's a pleasing sign here for Dean Haydock, knowing that in September, if the rain does come down, that these Panton Hill players can certainly adapt to wet conditions.
Ball's moved up now to the centre square and a holding the man free kick has been awarded to Sableberg of Parkside, who goes straight back inside the forward 50 here, out the back, ball off hands, hit the ground, Venables around the corner there, snap a goal there, and it's gone in. What a fantastic goal there. That was Abdullahi.
I thought it was in. Just faded to the
what
right.
a disappointment that was.
I thought that was going to be the Jack Gunston from last week, deep in the boundary.
He was still disputing it from the boundary, wondering why it wasn't given. He had the arms waving to try and change the goal umpire's call, but it wasn't the V- call given. Parkside 2 goals 9-21, Panton Hill 16-10, 106.
And if anyone deserves a goal for Parkside, it's probably Jordan Venables. He's given it his all day.
Once again, the wait for the ball from over the fence holds us up here. 106 plays 21. Panton Hill with a huge advantage, just solidifying their spot on the top of the Division 3 table, closely followed by Thomastown and Watsonia. I think Watsonia will go up to second this weekend, with Thomastown having the bye. And then in fourth position, who's in fourth position?
Already were second Watsonia. Reservoir in fourth.
Reservoir in fourth.
Game back.
Kick up to centre half back here. The mark. Free kick actually given to a Parkside. So another opportunity to go inside the forward 50. Just inside 50s racking up now for Parkside. Chip into the pocket. A good mark taken out the back. Really well done. And Parkside will line up for another shot at goal.
Well, this is a little bit better. I said that their intensity was down at the start of the last quarter and they were allowing some easy opportunities for Panton Hill. I thought they'd just let the game slide away a little bit, but their effort in the last 5 minutes has been fantastic. They've been able to lock the ball in their forward half and they've created some opportunities from positions where it's not too difficult to kick goals from, where earlier in the day they were maybe kicking them from harder spots. And that one, he's put the air into it, and good reward for effort here in the last 5 minutes for Parkside. Straight through the middle for Burton, and that's his first goal of the day.
Look, 2 goals in succession here for Parkside. They're putting a fraction of respectability on the scoreboard. It's good mark by Burton. He had the front spot and the defender reaching over the top, and he just able to get the ball, stick it onto the chest, and then ram it home from 20 directly in front. So it's 3-9-27 to 16-10, 106.
So a big margin here, not long left in this final term here at Ben Freeley Oval. Round 15 of Division 3 action. Round 1 and 2, of course, with a bye for the weekend. They'll be back next week for the run home heading into the finals, which is always good to see. And interesting to watch as well with some of those teams on the fringes.
Looking at next week, Panton Hill have got St Mary's at Watmo Park and Parkside have got Thomastown at Pitcher Park.
Ball thrown up here again. McKinlay taps it down and Moray gets hands to it. Ball locked up here and a free kick awarded to Parkside. Advantage paid. Kick smothered off the initial kick there. Abdullahi just goes through his fingers in the forward 50. There looks like Gresham has moved up, and another free kick given, this time going to Panton Hill. Play on quickly out to the outer side, finds a man. Juggling the mark there was Williams, who kicks further up to the wing. Taking the mark on the outer side is Toffelon. Waits for his troops to get past him. Goes up to half forward now. Hendry couldn't keep it in, and it goes out for a boundary throw in centre wing. Actually, out on the full. So Parkside get it back, and they go up towards the half forward flank. A lot of players converge underneath this one. Thompson in front position, didn't take it. Ball on the ground. A lot of players around here. Comes out eventually for Panton Hill. Handle off the centre half back. Strongman kicks up to the centre of the ground. Standing there all by himself is the Parkside player. Has to wheel around one. Burton goes back inside the forward 50. Out the back there. Who can take a mark? Dropped by Abdullah. Head in the pocket. Ramos as well. Ball on the ground here. Pearson ducking the head, getting himself underneath that pack. I think a free kick's been awarded, and it will go to Panton Hill in the back pocket. Pearson just copping one high.
He's got Strongman in the middle if he elects to go that way. He goes a little bit further than that, and the kick just reaches its intended target. That was Darcy Malloy, and he swings around with a long kick up to half forward. Oh, taking the mark brilliantly. Nice work there by Duckworth. He's been another great contributor today. And how can this man be on his own deep in the forward pocket? Ben Finnan, he's been fantastic today. He's got 3 goals too. Probably could have had a couple more. But this is a very difficult kick, 50 metres out on the boundary.
You'd think, given he's the leading goal scorer in Division 3, that you'd put someone on him, like, pretty closely.
Oh, no!
Good kick. It's a good kick going towards the boundary line. Rushed over for it behind. Yes, it is. So
almost weighted that kick perfectly. It just fell short. If it was a dry ball, I reckon it would have got there.
16-11-107. Panton Hill plays Parkside 3-9-27, but leaving Ben Finnan all by himself is a cardinal sin here in Division 3. Leading goal scorer, you don't leave him by himself in the forward 50 as the ball moves out to the pocket, Sam.
Around the ground, final scores coming through. Heidelberg West 6-4-40 going down to Watsonia 18-9-127, and Reservoir 11-10-76 over St Mary's 5-5-35.
Kicked up to half forward here, taking the mark, intercepting Panton Hill. He's got a switch on, and that's Strongman, that centre half forward. Handball's back inside the middle of the ground to Amore. Has to wheel around on the left, kicks into Darcy Malloy, who's standing all by himself at left half forward. Puts on the left, and well, it doesn't get the reprieve there from his early miss in the third quarter, and that goes out of bounds. In fact,
he's had a good game, hasn't he? He just hasn't had the finishing touches in front of goal. He's had an opportunity to have 2 goals for the afternoon, and one of them missing from point blank range. That one there going right across the face and not even registering the score.
It's hard to name too many Panton Hill players that haven't won their one-on-one matchup across the whole day. Been absolutely fantastic as a team effort.
Ball to be thrown in inside Panton Hill's forward 50. Hasn't actually been down here that much in this quarter. It's been more Parkside's forward 50 we've seen, but in the pocket for the Redbucks. We'll have another stoppage. This time a ball up. Not long left on the clock. 107 plays 27 in the last term. Panton Hill here at Ben Freelay Oval. Ball thrown up, tapped off hands. Clearing out of the pack there. Parkside up towards the half forward flank. Abdoui takes it just in front of Toffelon. Ball might in fact go over the boundary line, and it has. So we'll have a throw in on the outer side of the ground.
Plenty of stoppages here late in the last quarter. The legs are getting a little bit tired from the boys out there. They've been out there sloshing around in the wet conditions. It's got to take a toll on the endurance levels. So
it seemed like a pretty long final term, actually.
It has. It's gone behind the goals too many times. I've had to go and fetch it 3 or 4 times.
Going back inside the forward 50. Panton Hill, Finnan doesn't take the mark, comes out to a Parkside player, and Venables will take it at right half back, takes it in front of Darcy Malloy.
He's been that release player all day, Venables.
The kick was shanked off the boot. Hold your hats, boys. It's going to get pretty wet around here. And it goes out of bounds.
We're quite lucky we haven't been splashed by the water around here. There's been no play here for
a fantastic
3.5 quarters. It's been nice.
A fantastic opportunity for players to just slide in this wet and just get us absolutely drenched. But thank God that hasn't happened. Ball thrown up. McKinley taps it down. Darcy Malloy has it right in front of us here. Burton coming in. Wait for it. Goes over for a boundary thrown right in front of our commentary box.
It's a good thing for Shelter, isn't it, boys? You can't keep us out of the cold, but certainly out of the rain as the umpire now throws the ball back into play.
Ball thrown up. Nielsen gets a tap over the back of his head. Gilmore, really good kick inside the forward 50. Duckworth just slips through his hands. Wells off to Sableberg, who goes inside the inside the centre square. Hockey doesn't take it. Comes out to Ramos. Has to go back to Hockey, but the handball was wayward. Toffelon just soccering it to himself there. Kicks out towards the half-forward flank. Toffelon leading the race for the ball. Has to corral Hockey. Does it really well. Gets down low and picks it up off the ground to McGough. To Amore at centre half-forward. Takes it. Kicking inside the forward line here. Finnan out the back.
Beautiful
doesn't take
kick.
the mark. And who's taking the mark there? Might be Lauder on the outer side.
Just on Hockey back in the middle of the ground before, he actually couldn't run directly at the footy because he's going through the puddle, so he's trying to keep his feet, and it really affected the way he attacked the footy. So the ground's certainly now taking that battering from the constant rain.
So it'll be Ryan Byrne deep in the right forward pocket. He's quite a difficult angle. Have to be a good kick from here. And it's a low stabbing ball, and it's straight out on the full. Not one of his best. Obviously very difficult to kick in these conditions, but we've seen a few of those today. Still off the side of the boot.
Only just got over the man on the mark. In fact, it was head high the whole way through and ended up out in the full.
Ball kicked up to centre half forward here for Panton Hill on hands and knees. Some of the midfielders there. This is Strongman this time, has moved up into the forward line. His kick just eludes some of his teammates. Comes out to Parkside now. Moray gets it back off the ground. Handball into the middle. Duckworth, snap around the body. Sorry, that was Bryce to Duckworth, who takes a good diving mark. And he'll kick from directly in front, about 20 metres out, surely to put the icing on the cake.
And I was speaking earlier about the Panton Hill ball use, and Bryce in particular, he's been absolutely brilliant the way he's used the footy for 4 quarters. I don't think he's missed too many targets throughout the day. I can't think of too many remembering back across the game.
Well, for Narellan's Pools, we have to announce the player of the day as well. And you'd think it'd be an all Panton Hill affair. Bryce has been pretty good, as we just watched Duckworth go through the motions here, taking his shot at goal. Right foot kick on the way, fading out to the left, in fact, just one behind. But best players of the day, Tom, just a few contenders, name them.
Oh, there's a few. They're all Panton Hill, except for possibly Darren Gresham, who I think's held his own in the back half for Parkside. But I think Bryce, as I just mentioned, Finnan, who's been a really dangerous target all day, will box in the back half. Nick Lowther, I thought, was good in the first half, probably faded out towards the end of the game, but I thought Gilmore was fantastic throughout the middle. Abe Williams, Simon Amore, Zach Williams, Jared McGough, all those boys have been great throughout the whole day.
You can raffle them off, can't you? Kick them back inside the forward 50. Panton Hill comes over to Darcy Malloy, doesn't get it. Abe Williams wrapped up in a Stevens tackle, and we'll have a ball up at left half forward. 108 plays 27. Only a couple of minutes left in this final term. Ball thrown up. McKinlay taps it down, gets it off to Burton, who puts it on the boot, shanks it up to the centre of the ground, bounces over the top of Abdullah Head. Toffelon gets it back for Panton Hill, kicking into the pocket. Amore just gets it in front of Duckworth. On the ground, Amore again.
How have they got more numbers?
Tries to hand it off to Duckworth. Back to Zach Williams this time. On the ground still Duckworth. Amore diving in hard for the footy. And a stoppage in the pocket.
They did it well, the Parkside defence, to get a stop play there, but there was the 3-on-1 contest deep inside the Panton Hill forward half. You don't see that very often.
Ball thrown up, McGough out the back, tries to put it on the boot. Duckworth now does so, but intercepted by Sableberg, who just slams it on the boot up towards the wing. Taking out the back box, did really well, just wheels his way through a crowd of a bit of traffic there. Kicks up to the forward 50, out the back there, taking it. Zach Williams, pushed off the ball there. And ball hits the ground, out the back again. Toffelon this time has to handball back out to the 50. They don't get the goal, Panton Hill, but they win the game. It is 16-12, 108 to 3-9-27 final scores. A big win here for the Redbacks.
They look like they've got top spot wrapped up after that one. Sensational win by Panton Hill. They were the better side throughout the 4 quarters. Parkside, they tried really hard in the first half, didn't make the most of their opportunities, and were unlucky on a few occasions, but it was unquestionably Panton Hill the better side on the day, and the margin reflects that.